Maine Knows How is made possible by you and by these community-minded sponsors. Modern Woodmen of America, a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. Together with our members, we've been touching lives and securing futures since 1883. True Enterprises, a local solar installation team with over a decade of experience delivering custom energy solutions across Maine. Sebasticook Valley Federal Credit Union, supporting our local community with valuable services, a friendly atmosphere, and caring employees. J.W. Parks Golf Course, a 9-hole facility with a full-service golf shop and driving range. Pine Grove Programs, supporting veterans, first responders, and law enforcement by providing free outdoor opportunities for those who serve and their families. Moosehead Trail Trading Post, offering quality hunting and fishing gear with expert advice for your budget and outdoor needs. And by Digital Spirit Media, delivering over 30 years of technical expertise in media and event production. Maine Knows How.
Welcome to the December edition of Maine Knows How. It's cold out, it's winter, and deer season is
almost
done.
Almost. We're almost there.
What are we doing now?
black powder.
Yes, sir.
Huh? It's a great time of year. It's a good time. Get a little snow on the ground. Get some deer trackers. These deer are post-yarding. They're starting to move towards their yard. They sort of get gathered up. Most of the rut is done, but it doesn't mean it's all done. Mm-hmm. A lot of those that were born late in the year will come into heat late in December. So it doesn't mean it's over.
I understand the black powder guns.
Incredible.
Yes.
Yep. Now they have them guns are so good now.
I mean, some of them use smokeless powder.
Yeah.
Smokeless.
Yeah, just like a normal rifle.
Woodman Arms makes a great firearm. I mean, that thing can shoot. Mm-hmm. And you can shoot it 50 times and not clean it.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's so much different than what it used to be.
Right.
And they're on. These things you can shoot a group like that.
So do you get a different type of hunter at the lodge?
You do.
For black powder?
Yeah. Most of these guys want to track. Not all, but most do. And the guys that don't want, we have stands and we have blinds with heaters in them.
Right.
So if it's real cold, they can get in there. But
any hot tubs or anything? I mean, that's what I would need.
No.
Yeah.
These guys will drive until they find a good track. And,
right.
And I think this year, Lanny will be here, black powder season hunting. Yep. And they'll be taking some folks to ride with him to see how he does it.
We're going to have to get some tape when he's here.
Oh, yeah, we will.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, but we have more than black powder going on.
We do. It's rabbit season. We're really starting to put the pressure on the rabbits. Mm-hmm. And during this time, we like to train. We don't get too many rabbit hunters, only like 2 or 3 a week. Huh. But we start to run the dogs a little heavier in the first part of December. Because after that, it's put the metal down because people are coming from all over the world to go hare hunting.
What if you have deep snow with the beagles, right? You're running beagles.
They don't make a difference. They hunt.
They just go.
Just a tail sticking out.
Yeah. So. Listen, we've been doing this for a long time.
Are you serious?
We hunt every day.
Wow.
6 days a week. And no matter what the conditions, only 3 times in 20 years I didn't go because the conditions weren't good.
Wow.
And lots of times they weren't good, but we had to move accordingly.
Yep.
And you just have to be versatile in what you do.
No, and I do know that you have people from all over the world literally coming to Maine to
Absolutely.
To get the hare.
You imagine coming all the way from Italy and all the way from Greece to come hunt snowshoe hares in Maine. Well, we have a large following from those folks.
That's awesome.
Yep.
We also have coyote hunting going on. Or
we're baiting. In the second week of December, we can start to bait.
As I call it, harvesting.
We try.
Yes, sir.
We'll put out a bunch of stands and take a lot of veterans and some other folks to hunt these day and night. Yeah. Not everybody has night vision, but we do have lights you can put on your guns to do it. And a lot of them enjoy doing it. Some of them don't want to hunt at night, and some do.
Yep.
So we call
And as we've heard in past podcasts, every one you shoot saves about 7 deer.
Yep, quite a few.
So
Yep, so it
it's
helps.
really
Yep.
unlimited supply of the coyotes out
There
there.
seems to be a lot of them, and
Yep.
you know, in December, the end of December, I start to call, and we wear all whites, and we'll set up calling for these coyotes with really good success. We used to do a coyote school years ago, and we had a gentleman come that was really good at calling, and he helped train, and we trained a lot of people to coyote hunt. So it's a fun hunt.
Yep.
Yep.
We also have ice fishing on the horizon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not in December,
It's not good.
but we want ice, and
Yeah.
you know, January is a lot safer time to start it.
Exactly.
We want 4 inches at least, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're getting ready for the show season starting to go again, and
Yeah.
guys have already called, and they line up seminars that we'll be doing all over the eastern United States.
Yeah, we need to get that. We need to get the show schedule up on the
Yep.
website so people can see and come out to see you
Yep.
for that.
Yep.
So, Bob, we have the ice derby. We spoke about ice fishing, but we actually have our fundraising Pine Grove program fishing derby coming up January 31st.
We do, and it's a great event.
It
A
is.
a lot of. I get so much support from the people in town and all around the area because they know where the funds that we collect when they're doing this doesn't go to us.
Right.
Nobody here ever gets paid. It all goes to the program.
Right.
And we do lots of different things, from taking guys hunting and fishing to doing certain things for folks that need.
Right.
It's not always about hunting.
The community really does rally around the Derby. I mean, and it's right on Wyman Lake. And we'll be selling tickets online on our website.
Yep.
If you want to support us, just buy a ticket. You don't have to show up. But we would like you to show up because
Love it.
it's a wonderful thing to see 200-300
I know it. People
You know,
all over, huh?
people all over the
300,
lake out
350
there.
people on the lake.
Yeah.
That lake doesn't get any pressure any time other than that. There ain't very little.
That's and we picked that lake for that
that.
purpose.
Yep.
That we didn't want to deplete or put too much pressure on the lake. Wyman Lake is huge.
Yeah, big lake.
Yeah.
It has a lot of streams coming into it, so there are some big fish, but they're pretty well fed naturally. But it's a challenge.
And there's a lot of access points to get to it.
Yes.
You know, it's not like there's one. You can go on this side, you can go on the other side, you can go up and down. And,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, we're banking that January 31st we'll have good ice.
Yep.
We've had past years where it was scary.
yeah, the Warden Service helped us tremendously.
They are
I
awesome.
can't thank them enough
Yep.
for helping us.
They literally will fly over, won't they?
They have
Yeah.
numbers of times and flown it and said, Bob, don't do it. And sometimes, yep, you're good to go.
Right.
And so I just can't say thank you enough for them
Yeah.
to help me.
Well, it's again a fundraiser in
Mm-hmm.
the middle of the winter for the program, which is at a lean time, generally speaking.
Mm-hmm.
So we really encourage folks to get out, bring the family. It's a
What
good
it
day.
is. So many kids.
So many kids.
So many kids. We have kids prizes, and almost everybody gets something.
At 2:00 in the afternoon when we have the weigh in, it's always great to see those little guys come up with their fish and
Yeah.
big smile on their face, and it's 5 below zero outside.
Yeah.
But they
It's
all
funny, you know, Steve's whoopie pies,
yes.
he would donate cases of whoopie pies to us. And they got a trout in one hand and a whoopie pie in the other. And
They taste like each other.
they're hanging on to both of them. So we got to say thank you
Piece
to
of
him
deer
for-
meat hanging
yeah,
out.
Maybe. That's so funny.
It's all good.
Yeah. It's
Well, you know,
memories for a lifetime.
It is a fundraiser. We encourage you to come out and support the program, but we also have sponsors and
do.
we have True Enterprises.
Excellent, excellent people.
Yeah, do a lot of solar.
That's what they do. And he does a lot of other stuff too. But their solar business, he has a lot of master electricians that work for him.
Yep.
And they travel and set it up, maintain it. and make sure that you're satisfied with it.
Right.
And I mean, it's just changing the North and Maine woods that you have all these creature comforts in the middle of the woods.
Yeah. If you want to get away and be off the grid and have that retreat in Maine, you can now have that with solar.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yep.
And they have everything there. This is what the only job that he does with these electricians is that, and they have top quality equipment.
Yep.
Yep.
So if you're in the market for solar, please check out our sponsor, True Enterprises. They've been really great to work with. So.
And he cares about veterans, policemen, firemen. He's a sportsman also.
Yep.
So it makes a big difference.
Yep. Makes it all work.
Yeah.
With that, we'll be back in a few minutes.
Looking to save on utility costs? True Enterprises is a local solar installation team with over a decade of experience delivering custom energy solutions across Maine. Whether you're powering a home, business, or large-scale project, True handles everything from design and installation to long-term support. They make the process simple and the results reliable. Call today for a free estimate or visit trueenterprisesllc.com.
We have a new guest, Carroll Ware. He's been a longtime friend for 30, 40 years, and we traveled to the shows together and
More years than we care to remember.
I know a lot of Carroll. Holy moly. And Carroll's helped us a lot with our veteran program. He's taken veterans for us and helped them to become guides, and now they make a living doing this also. So thank you very much for that.
That was my pleasure.
Yep, good.
You've done such a great amount of work with the vets for so many years. I just am in awe of all the things that you've done up here.
Well, they've done a lot. They allowed us to do what we do, you know, and the policemen and firemen and first responders and all them folks deserve what we can do to make their life
Absolutely.
better.
Absolutely.
And Carroll's been a long time fly fisherman, fly tyer, and sportsman. And he was a booking agent for a long time.
Yeah, it's 35 years.
Tell us about it.
Boy, it started by accident.
It did.
I needed to make a career change in, I guess, 86. So we didn't know what I was going to do. And so not knowing anything else, we decided we'd go to Quebec and go trout fishing. And,
What else would you do?
Yeah.
So we went to the Broadback River fishing camps. And we caught the two biggest brook trout that either of us had ever seen, although unfortunately my wife's was significantly larger than mine that I'm still hearing about.
Really?
Yeah. And so that was in August of 86. And we came home and we thought about that for a couple of months. And we thought, gee, we might be able to sell enough business so we could go back there every year. So we called the owner one night in October. A couple of glasses of Chardonnay fueled that probably.
Yeah.
And his name was Richard Demaris, the quintessential crazy Frenchman, but I say that respectfully.
Yeah.
And we said, Richard, we have this idea. We think that we could sell enough business for you so that we could come and fish for a week for free. And Richard said, I've done dumber things. Let's see what happens. And it took off. Right place, the right time. Just like we knew what we were doing, we took a booth at the Augusta show.
Yeah.
Had no idea about it.
Yeah.
And pretty quick, the phone started to ring, and people were saying, well, I understand you sell fishing trips up at the Broadback, but I'd really like to shoot a caribou. I'd like to catch a bonefish, or whatever it was. And away we went, as the saying goes.
Yeah.
And one of the nice parts of that for us at the personal level was that we, every year, 4 or 5 times a year, and sometimes more, we'd take a group of people to go somewhere to caribou hunt or fish in Quebec. So we got to travel. We were a year ago, this past February, we were in Chile for the 6th or 7th time.
Nice. Huh?
Yep. Yeah, fantastic trout fishing. Wow. And just a lot of experiences, but the big deal is the people that we met. Just incredible numbers of people, and everybody was interested in, can you help me do this? I've dreamed about this all my life.
Yeah.
and you get to be a part of that, and that's a pretty big deal.
Absolutely.
That's that really is. That's a
God
pretty
works
big deal.
miracles, don't he? Huh?
Boy,
Huh?
I'm constantly just amazed by
Just when
that.
you think you got an idea, he said, I got another one for you.
Yeah, yeah. And, you know, so we got a chance to do a lot of these things with the people, and we acquired some accolades in the process of building our business. I had this bright idea that if we could have a bunch of world records. National Freshwater Fishing Hall of Fame is kind of the counterpart to the IGFA. And we went with them because they would recognize catch and release records.
Oh, good.
And so we started, and it was just a way to promote the business, and it worked, amazingly enough. They gave you a parchment, and you could frame it and put it on the desk at the shows, and
Nice.
people would say, "What's that?" And that opens a conversation.
Sure.
And so I got to about 25 of those.
World records?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, mostly catch
What
and
kind of
release.
fish?
Mostly brook trout, some pike, some walleye, but mostly brook trout.
Wow.
And somewhere about 25, this began to take on life of its own. And I said, I'm going to chase this until I hit 50. Well, I either hold or I have held 54 world fly fishing records.
Yeah.
And that by itself was enough to get me in 2022, I think. I became the only fly fisherman ever inducted to Maine Sports Hall of Fame.
Nice.
Wow.
So that's, really was,
That's a
there's
big-
been some of that stuff along the way that just was kind of the frosting on the cake.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it really
Good
has
for
been.
you.
Yep.
Good for you.
And gee, what's more fun than going fishing or going hunting?
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Yeah, you do. Well, that's very nice of you, but don't say that in front of my wife.
Oh, yeah. Well, everybody knows. Without a wife driving the bus behind
Yeah.
us, we ain't going far.
Yeah, you betcha.
Jeez.
But you've had quite a run up here.
Well, it's been okay. We've
Yeah.
been keeping us busy and doing lots of different things.
Yeah.
And every day is a new adventure,
Boy, isn't that the truth?
isn't it? You just can't tell who's going to walk through the door.
You never know.
No. I mean,
And you get a chance to reach out and touch people a lot of the time when, but for you, that would never have happened.
right.
And that's a pretty big deal, as I said.
There's so many stories that we have from each one of these individuals that you get to know that you didn't know.
Yeah.
And what they did and where they came from is incredible.
Yeah. I did, I don't know, half a dozen trips back a ways with Project Healing Waters.
Great organization.
And that was pretty moving a couple of times.
Yeah.
You know,
Great.
That was,
There's plenty of people for us to help. There's no shortage.
yep.
No.
No, there sure is. And it's just, if you can get on that level with everybody, you're working for the same thing. Let's go have a good time. And
Yeah.
it's just great. It really is.
You know, over the years of 50 years or more fly fishing, fly fishermen are a completely different kind of character.
Boy, let there be no doubt.
None. I mean, if you're over there catching fish and this guy's over here and he said, "Hey, Carol, what are you catching them on?" "Well, come over here. Here,
They're
let
all
me-
liars.
Let me give you a couple of these and let me show you how I'm doing this."
Yeah.
Because they don't care if you're catching fish. We're just letting them all go. What the heck's the secret anymore?
Yeah, I've been on both sides of that.
Sure.
Yeah.
We all have.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's been incredible. You know, one time I was in the Kennebec fly fishing with a girl and her husband, and I see her starting to bounce. I said, "Uh-oh." I knew she was getting too deep.
Yeah.
So I started running. I had to get to shore and go down and get below so I could catch her. And I lost 2 boxes,
Ouch.
all nymphs and stuff. Down the river they went. So I ran like that and caught up to her. I said, "You can't be that deep. You're going to drown." "Oh, I'm sorry." So I got her back and we fished some more. 2 weeks later, I went over to the fly shop in Greenville when Dan ran it. I said, "Dan, did anybody ever turn in any fly boxes?" And he goes, "Let me look." And he looked, and he goes, "Like these?"
Oh my gosh.
No.
That's the difference between a
Wow.
fly fisherman and a regular fisherman. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there was probably $2,000 worth of flies
Sure,
there.
easily.
You give them back. I mean,
Yep.
and I can tell you other stories that's happened, like that. So there's a difference in people.
It took me about 7 minutes of being a guide to decide this was going to be a great source of some funny stories.
Oh boy, I guess.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That year, I went back to the Broadback the second year to start the career up there. I guided up there. That's where I started guiding.
Mm-hmm.
And the first two people that I had on the first trip up there were a couple of guys from Seneca, New York. Nice guys, great fly fishermen. And that's my first party ever guiding anywhere. And at the Broadback, the way the camps were laid out, it was on a point, and you went across a bay, and there's the mouth of the Broadback River. And started the motor, got the boat turned around, got them all settled. And before I was halfway across the bay, I knew that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Boy, somewhere in that dim little brain of mine, a light came on.
They said,
Yeah,
wow.
This isn't too bad.
No.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's been a heck of a career, and you get to you meet some spectacular people.
Yep, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, I thought we put a little pond in over here so I could teach guys to fly fish.
Yeah.
And Wyatt was like this big, and he'd say, "Can I go over there fishing?" I said, "No, you can if you go with a fly rod, but if you go with a spinning rod, no." He'd get mad and holler and give me, and he'd take off and he'd come back, and I'd get him a fly rod, and he'd go over eventually. He started catching fish, but now that's what he does to make a living, just fly fish. I mean,
How bad's that?
Yeah.
How bad
Came
is
around.
that?
Yeah. I mean,
la-
some people have to really work for a living.
yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I got to play in the woods.
Yeah, and
Play
I've
summer camp.
always said 98% of the people that we come into contact with are just super dynamic people, really nice people.
Yep.
And the other 2%ers, when they call you back, want to rebook you, crumple up some paper like this, so it's a lot of static, and say, "Gee whiz, I'm booked."
Yeah. Wyatt just got done guiding 30 days in a row.
Yeah.
30?
30 days in a row. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like-
I've had 8 days off since the middle of May.
so it's
So I've been steady.
This is good. The young guys.
absolutely, and there's
gotta
other
get these
young
young
guys,
guys rolling.
catching it up now.
Yeah.
They're doing it. I didn't think that was going to happen because there wasn't much young blood being guides anymore. But now I'm starting to get a new feel of it. Yeah.
You know what alarms me, if you can believe what you read, the numbers of young people are buying fewer and fewer hunting licenses every year.
Yes.
Yep.
And that's really a big concern, as I guess it should be. And maybe that's another way that as guys we can reach out to people and get them involved in these shooting sports. And
Yep. I think last year we brought 29 fathers and sons rabbit hunting.
isn't that nice?
And most
Wow.
of them started out rabbit hunting. They didn't start out deer hunting.
Yeah.
Deer hunting is a tough sport. You can sit a long time in Maine and nothing go by. But you can go rabbit hunting and you're walking on snowshoes and the dogs are running and you'll get a chance to see some. And so it gets them a lot more involved. So that type of thing. And even hunting over bird dogs. Just a dog running around, the bells going off. And it's just, we got to take more kids.
The last of our Blackfield pointers died, I don't know, 12 or 13 years ago. So we bought what turned out to be an 85-pound elephant disguised as a black lab.
Oh, yeah.
But just wonderful dog, great house dog, will pick up and retrieve and put in my hand anything that we shoot over. But he's 12.
Yep.
So we, our first bird dog was an English setter out of the Grouse Ridge line. So we went back and bought another English setter. We bought an Elhew. It'll come back to me.
I know.
And he is 5.5 months old, and he's very busy.
Yep.
And I find out that I'm a little less patient
Yeah.
than I once was.
Yeah.
Llewellyn.
Yeah, Llewellyn. Yeah.
Yeah. But boy, he's going to be a good one. We've
Good.
already contracted with a trainer to start the process going.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. And,
Maine's really turned into a bird dog heaven.
it really has.
This really, really exploded a lot, huh?
Yeah, it has.
What it was 25, 30 years ago, there wasn't as many, but a lot more now than what there was.
When we used to do a lot of business in New Brunswick on the Miramichi and with the bear hunters and so forth, I used to think that New Brunswick was one big gigantic bird cover.
Yeah.
But Maine really has a lot of country that is hunt and it's prime habitat.
Right.
We're not that far off the flyway, so we
Right.
get lots of woodcock.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes we were putting more woodcock out than we were grouse.
Yeah.
And some bad years, a lot more. And
Yeah.
we were glad we had them.
Yeah. Last year was the worst year we've ever had grouse hunting.
I know. It was tough.
Yikes.
This year seems to be a little better.
Yeah, there's some birds around. My wife and I have a camp up just a little ways above the Forks that we own with some other couples. And we've been up there the last couple of days, and I guess we didn't move any birds today. Yesterday all day long we probably saw 7 birds.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I killed the dumbest grouse in the state of Maine.
Oh, there is some.
But yes, there are. Fortunately for guys that shoot like I do. The good news was the puppy yesterday got his first snootful of grouse and made him very excited.
He did. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what you want, because if it isn't here, you can't put that in there.
Right. And when you see those grouse, those spruce grouse, I like to try to take a picture of them, and I like to get as close as I can.
Yeah.
So it just gives me this. I don't have to kill it. I don't want to kill nothing. I just wanted to get a picture of it. And so I'll be driving along. We'll be shooting that grouse. We take the dog and go on a point and come out. Oh, a spruce grouse in the road. Let's see how close I can get to him. So it's sort of fun.
Are they that dumb? Is that the idea?
Oh yeah, dumb as a rock.
Really? So
Yeah.
you can literally walk right up to them?
A lot of years ago, and 40 plus, because Lila and I have been married for 43 or 4 years, I guess. And her first fall bird hunting with me, I'm having to say, listen, this is a spruce bird. We can't kill these. So the dog pointed, and the dog is pointing, but he's looking up. And there is on a branch about from here to the ceiling, there's a spruce bird.
Yep.
And she said, why don't you go? No, we can't. I said, watch. So I went up, and he's sitting on the limb, and I took the muzzle of that Ruger Red Label, put it under his tail, and I pushed up, and he went, and then went right back where he was. When we left, he was still there.
So you can't hunt them because
No,
they're so
they're protected.
stupid?
Well,
They're just not scared.
They're just not right.
yeah,
That's crazy.
Other animals got to eat them.
Yeah.
So not every animal smart. So
So I want to take a minute and circle back to some of these 50 world records that you have. Any of them from Maine? Or are they pretty much all around the world?
a couple. Yeah, there's a couple of brook trout from Maine, but most of them, a lot of them are browns and rainbows from Chile or Argentina, and a lot of them from Quebec and Labrador.
So the Chile and Argentina, are they, is just not a lot of pressure? A lot of people fishing for
Well,
them? Or-
that's certainly part of it.
but they
There's,
have the mountains.
I mean, yeah, and some of the most lavish lodges in the world are in South America. There was, in 1906, Argentina had no trout whatsoever. And they had a fish called a payete, which looks like a smelt, and a fish that looks like a bass. It's called a perca. And Argentina got brown trout from California, brown trout from England, rainbow trout from California, and landlocked salmon and brook trout from Maine. And they have these prolific waters with incredible amounts of insect, and they basically put them down there and turned them loose, and they went crazy.
yep. Good.
Really?
Yeah. The biggest brook trout I've ever caught, I did not register as a world record.
Yep.
It was 10 pounds, 4 ounces.
Yep.
And it was at Osprey Lake in
Yeah,
Labrador
yeah,
a lot
I
of
know.
years ago.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
And,
Yep.
but it was fun. It's, as I said, started out as a way to promote our business, and then just sort of, I just,
So what-
It
from
did.
I went
But
crazy.
you got to have a couple funny stories related to some of these catches.
Yeah. The 10 pound. I was, my guide that day was a guy named Roll Vincent. He was from Newfoundland, quintessential Newfoundland Labrador fishing guide. And they have a very distinct accent. And So I stuck a white wolf with a 7X tippet, and off the fish goes, and we hadn't seen him. And we waited. We know it's a big fish, and I'm being very, very careful. And finally, the fish came up, and he about from me to that couch and just rolled, did the big slow trout roll. Roll looked at the fish, and he looks at me, and he says, "Jesus, by that's a big fish." And it was. The last time I saw him, he was still swimming. But yeah, there's just been a lot of those. I've been fortunate to marry a woman that was crazy about fishing as I am, and she's rolled up quite a few of these in a row.
Well, I was just about to ask. I'm sure you have some embarrassing stories about her. Not that she's anywhere around here to hear
Absolutely.
this.
I mean, well, we were in Chile once, and we were on one of the big name rivers down there, and she was in the back of the boat, and put a hook in a heck of a brook trout, a brown, really a nice brown, and so she's on this fish quite a while, and we're in the current, and she said, "I'm tired, I'm going to sit down." And when she sat down, and she was in the stern of the boat, she sat down. The seat was really narrow; it was about this wide. So when she sat down, she went right over backwards like this.
Oh, no.
So I made a couple of casual observations that didn't go over very well. but it's the anticipation of my approach to that mostly, other than anything that was happenstance, was I'd open the record book and pick a brook trout today. And I'd look and I'd find a lot, because it was by line class. When you submit a catch and release record, you have to submit a photograph of the fish and 10 feet, I think it was, of the leader.
Right.
Used to have to send a fly, but now it's just a leader, and they test it and so forth. So, and I would just pick a fish, pick a line class, and that's what I do. Just go out and work at that until one way or the other.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is, a silly question from an ignorant guy about fly fishing. When you go down to Argentina or Chile, will the flies you have from Maine work down there?
Absolutely.
Or they will?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of those rivers in Chile and then Argentina, for that matter, too, have the most prolific caddis hatches that I've ever seen.
Okay, so they'll have the same species of...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and it really, it's a lot of it is just the trout.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you rig your tackle a little differently, but that 10 pound I caught on a 6X tippet.
6X tippet, you have to have soft hands.
Yeah, I was terrified the whole time I was on.
Absolutely. If you put any,
Yeah.
in that current,
Yeah.
it's you got to have pretty soft hands.
I had him in a big eddy,
Yeah.
and he had plenty of roofs to go. So we
Yeah.
just took our time,
Sure.
got him in, took some pictures, and then slid him back in the
Yeah.
water, and away we went.
Yeah.
But,
Very nice, huh?
yeah, my wife and I are very, very competitive with our fishing and our hunting.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, she has put it to me over the years.
Yeah.
One year, we each almost simultaneously shot an 8-point buck,
Mm-hmm.
literally within minutes of each other.
Yes, sir.
And they're probably brothers. They looked identical.
Yeah.
Young deer. So we got them to the tagging station, and hers was 6 pounds heavier than mine.
Oh boy.
So the
That
next
was the
12
end of-
months was the longest 12 months of my life, number one.
Mm.
I was getting postcards and emails from customers in Ohio saying, "Hey, I hear Lila's buck was bigger than yours." How do you suppose that happened?
I don't
I
know.
have no idea.
It's always been a mystery to me.
It's amazing how the internet works.
Well,
Yeah.
I have grandsons that are, they're hunting now, and
Nice.
they've gone a couple seasons in a row, and they've had success with deer. One shot his first deer from 135 yards,
Yeah, that's good.
and it
shooting.
was a good size, 160-pound deer or something like that. The younger shot his first deer a month later, and it was a 250-yard shot or a 200-yard shot.
Holy smokes.
But the deer was lighter.
Ah,
So those two are always.
Yeah.
Well, I shot a heavier deer than yours, and the other one is like, yeah, but I actually had a real shot. You know,
Yeah.
mine was much further than yours. You know. So,
You're not in the driver's seat very often. When you are,
Wow. Pretty good, isn't it? Huh?
So are there any fish that you didn't get? Like the one that that still has eluded you up to this point?
you know, I've been honest to God. I don't want this to sound silly, but I've been really fortunate. We used to sell fly fishing with a good friend of ours in the Keys. In fact, we're headed back there next year. And one of my bucket list items was always a 100-pound tarpon on a fly rod.
Yep.
So guess who did that first?
Yep.
Yeah. So it took me 2 years later to catch up.
Yep.
But we've caught bones and permit and tarpon down in the warm water, and I fooled around with the idea of trying to catch a really big pike.
Mm.
And I went at it a couple of times, and I decided that trout fishing was a lot more fun than. But no, I don't think there was. I didn't necessarily set any particular goals. I knew what I wanted to do, and it promoted our business, and gave me a chance to rub it into some of my fellow fishermen.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Well, they got some big pike down in the Belgrades.
Oh boy, they sure do.
Yeah. So, and I have a good friend years ago. I was at his son's basketball practice, you know, when they were in elementary school, and Bill went out to, ice was just out, so he went out to do some fly fishing, and on a fly caught a 48-inch pike.
Yikes.
And he came back to pick up his son, and he said, Tim, you got to look at this fish I just caught. Literally went the whole distance across the tailgate of his pickup. Just and with a fly, you know.
Nice.
I mean, just so if you. And I've talked to many of the biologists on our lake, and they said they go out and net them every spring just to check on the health of the species and everything like that. And I said, well, what's the biggest one? He says, well, I can't tell you that, but I can tell you that they are records, and there's a lot of them. And these fish get big out there.
Yeah, we made so many trips into Quebec and Labrador. We had a chance to fish for pike a lot, and they're a big fish. There's nothing subtle about pike.
No.
Oh, muskies, I suppose. You know, they just they're usually the big dog. But it's
I mean, a full third of their body is mouth.
yeah,
I mean, when you
yeah,
you know, and to catch one ice fishing, you know, you're pulling it up through that hole. You think you have a trout.
yeah, and it's like
You see
all of a
these
sudden it's
teeth
all
come
teeth. Yeah. I flipped I don't know, probably it was a 15-pound pike in the back of the boat once up on the broadback, and came back into the boat and took the whole front of my boot right in his mouth. I figured he deserved to go back in the water. You know, this business of that's fine, building those records and having that to look back on is fantastic, and it helped us build our business. But it's just getting on the water.
Yeah.
You know, as guides, we have a chance to touch a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so to get somebody out and let them see maybe the biggest fish they've ever seen, much less caught. And there's always all the sidebar stuff that comes in. I was at the head guide at Bosebuck Mountain Camps for 7 or 8 years, 6 to 7 years, I guess. And there was a gal from New York City who was a broker. She worked for one of the big brokerage houses there in New York City. And she came several years, and the last year she came, she brought a fellow with her who was a retired guy, much older. He was 80-ish. And Andrew was a great guy, and Andrew had never caught a trout that didn't come out of a hatchery.
Oh, wow.
So they were there a couple of days, and he managed to catch a couple of fish, and so they were leaving that afternoon. Ellen was in the South Tower when the North Tower was struck by the plane.
Wow.
Wow.
Lyle and I sat there like everybody else in the country watching the news that night. And all of a sudden we thought, geez, what, Ellen, my God. Called her and I got her answering machine.
Oh,
Well, in about 15 minutes, the phone rings and I hear this voice I never heard before say, yeah, it's Ellen. I'm okay.
wow.
Yep.
But anyway, with Andrew, so we're up in the eddy on the Broadback, on the McGalloway, and he caught a trout that was probably 2.5 pounds or so. I still have a picture of it someplace. And he said, you know, I guess that's about the most important fish I'm ever going to catch. His words. And he slid. I took a picture of him and he slid it back in the water. And he said, you know, Carroll, I'm kind of tired. I said, why don't we call it a day? So we did. He was a nice man. And they were leaving the next morning, and Ellen came over to me and said, I want to thank you for what you did with him yesterday, because he's been told he's got 6 or 7 months to live.
Wow.
So there's always those sidebar stories that sometimes you don't know about.
Right.
Yeah.
How many times have you been with your customer and he's got number one son with him, and number one son catches a nice fish, and dad has something in his eye because he's got his handkerchief out and he's looking off in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. All kinds of stuff. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
there's a million
cool
of
how
those,
we
so-
can like be a part of those memories. You know,
Say that
for
again.
us,
Oh.
it's just an everyday
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
But for those people, it's a once in a lifetime fish.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And you can be a part of those long time memories. You know,
That's a very special gift. It really is to be able to have those experiences with people, and you know, just I remember people that I guided 25 years ago. Nice thing about guiding is that at least some of the people that you come into contact with wind up being dear longtime friends.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's really it's a great opportunity, source of many funny stories, of course. But it's we're lucky as guides, and you know we have the best place in the world to guide right here in the state of Maine.
Yep. Absolutely.
Some guys come for 1-day trips, and you can remember them. And I have guys that's been guiding them for 38 years. You know, it just changes all the time, and you still get the same relationship with the guy you guided one time.
Yeah.
You can remember all the stuff that happened, and he does too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they have phenomenal memories.
Yeah.
Especially the phone number if they had a successful fish the year
Yeah,
before, right?
Yeah, you bet. You bet.
But you know the guide don't show up until the fish don't. So when you
Yes.
don't catch anything,
Yeah.
you need a guide there that can make a memory of that fishing trip and make it successful, even though there was no fish.
Yeah.
And that's when you're really guiding.
Right.
Yeah. Because you're not always going to catch fish. It isn't
Yeah,
going to happen.
There's going to be those days.
Yeah.
Yep.
For sure. And so you do what you can. You roll with the punches and
Yep.
Yep.
try to find other ways to you know. I think it's too bad to go out on the water and have your success for that day predicated on whether or not you catch anything.
Exactly what I'm trying to
And
say.
that's where we come in as guides. I
Yeah.
think.
yeah.
Yep. So sometimes it's just communicating with this gentleman. He doesn't have a chance to talk to anybody one-on-one
Yeah.
for a long, long time. And so on every boat I have, it says Fisher of Men.
Yeah.
On every one.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. And,
And we most always know more about the subject at hand than they
yeah,
do.
Right?
And you know, you never want to embarrass anybody. I was with a guy on Ziskahos Lake once, and I said, we see a lot of eagles here. And we talked about that. And we were trolling on the lake. And in a while, it was a beautiful bluebird day. All of a sudden, he looked up and he said, "Is that an eagle?" And I looked up, and there's the most beautiful black-backed seagull you ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
Drifting over the boat. And I thought, how am I going to get out? And I said, no, that isn't. And we just left it
You
alone.
left it alone.
It's a seagull.
It's all right. You don't know. He comes from a different world.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, but it is a testimony that I think people who will go out of their way to find and hire a guide and go someplace to catch a fish or to go hunting or whatever, different breed of person
Yep.
than somebody who is, going to go on vacation to go to Disneyland. I mean, the expectations, the type of personality, all of those things have to be completely different. And,
Yep.
you're going to be in a personal discussion
Sure.
with your guide.
Sooner or later.
Yeah, sooner or later, you're just going to have to.
It's a small, small world.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Very small world.
Well, it sounds like that world has served you and your wife well.
Yeah, boy, it sure has. We have no complaints whatsoever.
Yeah.
She still outshoots me. I'm married to a beautiful woman that's a dead shot with anything.
Can't beat
Well,
that.
that would make me a little nervous.
Now you better behave.
Great. My long-standing belief that you never cheat on a woman that shoots well.
Yeah, that's right. We're better than you.
It's been great having her as my
Yeah.
partner and my supervisor and so forth.
Yeah, excellent. Excellent.
Just,
Wow.
what a career to be able to look at and
Jeez.
just a wonderful thing. And
Yeah, just so many memories, so many really wonderful people and spectacular moments, and
yeah,
and then some moments that weren't so spectacular.
right.
Okay.
Sometimes probably the getting there and getting back, if you're talking about going to Chile or Argentina, I'm sure
Yeah.
you've had flights canceled and
Yeah,
and-
we've been mostly pretty lucky.
yeah,
That's great.
I like to smoke. This comes to mind. I like to smoke a really good cigar once in a while, and if I'm someplace where I'm feeling a little flushed, I'll buy a Cohiba where I can get them across the border. So I bought 4 or 5 of them, took them to the Rodback one year, and I'm down. I've got 2 days to go, and I'm down to my last Cohiba.
Uh-huh.
And I'm walking along. It had rained that morning, and all that rock snot that's on the rock.
Oh boy.
I hit one of those and headed for the deep blue sea,
Yeah.
and out of sight, Lila could see the first 4 feet of my rod tip. And of course, I put my last cigar out.
Yeah.
So it took me a day and a half leaving that on the wood stove to get it dry enough. So it wouldn't smoke it.
that's dedication.
Oh, my. I have a little bit of history on fishing for topping. I've been to the Marathon
Yeah.
and to the
Us
Boga
too.
Grand
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
fly fish for these, and I've caught some big ones.
Yeah.
And it's really a tremendous fish. You can't even describe the power.
Unless you've done it. It's just, they're
And
amazing.
it is. So tell us a story about this topping fishing that you have.
Well, that was 100-pound topping on a fly rod. That was the bucket list item.
Yep.
So the first time we flew down, we had a friend named Ed Baer, who I guided up here, sea duck hunting, and that's how. So we swapped trips for years. So we get down, and I said, Ed, this is just I've always dreamed about 100-pound topping on a fly rod. So we start, and my wife, bless her heart, says, you're going to stand up on the front of that flat skiff and you cast until you've hooked up the fish. So a day and a half later, all the topping in the world have gone right by the boat, and I can't get one to eat a fly.
Yep.
And I'm a little frustrated, and Ed said, get ready, there's a pod of them coming. We're looking, these were all big they
ones,
were 100-pounders and then some. I just dropped that fly out in front of that topping, and he turned and he came. Ed says, just let him take it, wait till he turns his head, and then line strike him. And the fish comes up, and he comes to my fly, and he does this, and swims off. So that's it. We had rigged up a spinning rod, crab on it.
Yep.
I said, I'm done. That's it. Well, Lila, who was running the video camera, doesn't even shut the camera off. She puts the camera down in a basket that was there. Later we find out we've got 61 minutes of blue sky and B-roll.
Yeah.
So she picks up the fly rod, makes a cast, because she's as good with the fly rods most of the men I know. She makes the cast, fish comes over, takes it. When he turns, the gust of wind comes and there blew 2 loops of line around the finger.
Yeah.
So when the fish pulled,
Oh, my
she pulled
God.
back. That's your hook. Away we go.
Oh boy.
Ed said, hey, Carol, we're going to, because you have a float on the anchor that you can drop.
Right.
He says, we're going to have to unhook off that anchor ball. I got to start the engine. I said, good. He said, why? I said, 'cause I'm going to throw myself in the prop.
Yeah, them
But
pelican
I
hooks.
finally got that done.
He did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Finally got it done a couple of times.
Yep. Me too. It's incredible, ain't it?
Oh, it's amazing.
Yep.
It is.
Such a nice fishery, and it's in June.
Yeah. That's where we're going. We're going in the first 2 weeks of June. next
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just can't even explain to somebody how much power that fish has when it
Yeah.
goes dancing across the water on its tail.
My goodness.
Oh.
It's just, and half of that is your heart's right here as he turns on your fly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Incredible.
Yeah.
You know, this tarpon fishing is great, but the heritage that we're creating
Boy. Sure is.
all over the eastern United
Yep.
States,
Yep.
and the kids we're bringing along with us, you know,
Absolutely.
it's great.
That guide's patch is known everywhere.
Yep.
Anytime that Lyle and I travel,
Yep.
I wear a shirt with a guide's patch on it.
Yep.
Because she thinks I do this deliberately. It really was an accident. But we're flying to the Keys, and I had the patch on, and one of the flight attendants came over and said, "What's that?" And then on the other side of the shirt, I had the world record patch. And she said, "What's that?" And I said, "Well, I've caught, X amount of." And she said, "Oh my goodness!" And conversation goes on pretty quick. I get all the cookies, they give you, and free drinks for the rest of the flight.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Pretty neat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But you're right about
So
that.
can I have some of those shirts made?
Oh, yeah. Send us a check and
Sign you up to a class.
the heritage that we have as guides. I mean, Maine has been licensing guides since 1897, I believe.
Wow.
The first woman guide, first guide was Cornelia Thurza Crosby. And, that heritage, every place you go, that patch is recognized, and we have that reputation and that heritage, and that's pretty important. And these guides programs that we've taught for 35 years, I am not above saying to these people, listen, this might not be for everybody.
Right.
And if you're going to get in, get all the way in. And if you aren't prepared to accept the responsibility that goes with maintaining that tradition and that heritage, just we'll make better hunters and fishermen out of you. Don't go take the test. We're the toughest state in the country to get a guide's license in.
Yeah.
Wow.
And have been forever and a day. And it's, I was fortunate in part of that. I was from, 91 to 2003, I was one of the examiners on the Maine Guides Advisory Board. So that was a nice thing to see.
So
the
is
other
it a
side.
verbal test then?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And I've never been able to find out when the test changed. It used to be if you wanted a guide's license, you went to see your local game warden.
That's what I did.
And he might or might not ask you a couple of questions depending on how well he knew you. And for, I think then it was $10, you were a guide. And that has certainly changed, but it's an oral test and a written test and an oral test in
Wow.
that succession.
Wow.
In 76, he asked me, he said, he asked me all these questions. Right? It was Tom Milnichuk.
Oh, yeah.
And Tom says, come with me. We went out back. He took his hose and wet down a bunch of wood. Make me a fire. I'm cold. So I had to make him a fire out of wet wood. And then he said, get in the canoe. Bring me down the river and don't get me wet. We went down, did that. And he said, yep, you pass. There you go.
Yeah.
Passed each way. He had a whole bunch of questions, and that was a test.
Right.
Yeah.
Most of the years that I was on the advisory council, the game warden, who was the departmental chair of the board, was a guy that I got along very, very well with. And I had a fellow from Massachusetts and his 20 or so year old son come up, and they wanted to get down to the Belgrades. We were running the Orbison-Doss drift boat service then. And I really didn't want to go down to the Belgrades and fish for bass, but it was 3 days pay, and I'm in the business of doing this. So down we go. Well, on the second day, we're out on the water, and I see the warden's boat coming across. And Glenn Pratt was that warden's name.
Yeah.
And Glenn's in the boat, and 2 other Whartons are with him. And we were scheduled to do boards in Augusta the next day. So we just talked, and I said, Glenn, you want to see licenses? And he said, no, if they're with you, they're okay. I don't have to worry. And so he said, I'll see you in Augusta tomorrow morning. So I got to Augusta tomorrow morning and walk into the test room, just Glenn and I, and he said, we chatted for a second. He said, would you do me a favor? I said, of course. What can I do, Glenn? He said, register your boat.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
I like his class.
Yeah.
He didn't make a big scene there.
No.
He just, I'll take care of that later.
Yeah.
And that was
And he
his
knew
job.
it was an oversight, not a purposeful
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
you
it
know.
was.
So it's
He showed some class there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
But it's, this heritage that goes with this.
Yeah.
Is, I come from 3 generations of guides and school teachers and lumbermen, lumber operators, woods operators, and geez, the things that they did in those days were what they had to work with compared to what we have today.
It's incredible, isn't it? Huh?
yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And
You
those
know-
guys were tougher than boiled owls.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Boy.
Now, we've been doing this for 50 years anyway.
Yeah.
And I hear you have a book. And we would like to, there's a lot of folks out here
Okay.
that
Well,
should read it and would love to read it. So you have to tell us about it.
okay.
All
Well,
right?
I mentioned the school teachers in my family. My mother pestered me for the longest time to write a book, and my wife included, and several other people said, "You're going to write a book." Jeez, you're writing a book. So, I'm making all these notes, and I got volumes of notes. My best guy friend has been my best friend since we were 12, and he's a very severely disabled Vietnam veteran, and he's after me. So one night in January of 20, one morning, I'm in the office, the house, and the phone rings, and it's him. And he said, "Have you started that book yet?" And I said, "No, I got a publisher, and this is coming along." I said, "Why?" He said, "Because if you don't get off your backside, write that bush, I'm going to die and I'll never get to read it." I started that afternoon,
Yeah.
Wow.
and it says true stories from a Maine guide on the wrong side of the river.
Yeah.
And it's just that. It's just stories. It's people I've met. It's bird dogs and just experiences that we've had, and a lot of fun stories. And there's a couple that I talk about the side of our business that you don't often hear about when you have difficult customers, or when you have firearms for us as guides. Is always the big deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the last 2 moose hunters that I guided, the first one didn't go well, and the next year I walked off the job Thursday. Quit, told the outfitter I'm done.
Yep.
Just incredibly careless people.
Yep.
And we don't get paid enough money to do that.
You're right. 100%.
But it was a blast writing a book, and it's I have copies of it to sell, and the last I knew, one of the publishing houses in Maine, again, I can't come up with it. But yeah, it's done all right.
Yep.
And
Where do people get it?
they can go to Amazon and get it.
Yeah.
They can contact me directly
Uh-huh.
at Fins and Furs Adventures.
Yep.
And I learned just enough to be dangerous.
Right.
So I've got another one floating around up here. I wrote a column, a tips column, for one of our main sporting publications for 16 years, I think. And I wasn't a contract employee, so all those tips are mine. So I'm thinking that I can write a column about tips and categorize them, hunting and fishing and toss in some stories
Good.
and here and there.
You got it.
Yep.
Nice. Nice.
As I said, I learned just enough to be dangerous.
All right. Let's get folks reading your book.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's awesome. So we really want to thank you for being.
Oh, I wouldn't have missed it.
being
Thanks.
with us. And
As soon as Bob called and I invited, I said, "Boy, we're in."
I love the discussion you guys had. You guys just ran with it. It was awesome. Good give and take, and just really, I hope it kind of inspires folks that are watching to really get out there, make a phone call, make a contact, get out there, enjoy nature.
Spend some time with a guide.
Yeah.
Your day will be enhanced in any of several ways.
Great. Well, that's, that well said. And with that, we'll be back in just a minute. Thanks.
Maine Knows How is brought to you by Modern Woodmen of America, a member-owned fraternal financial services organization since 1883, and by Pine Grove Programs, supporting veterans, first responders, and law enforcement by providing free outdoor opportunities to those who serve, have served, and their families.
Welcome back to Maine Knows How. I got a nice book here that Carroll wrote, On the Wrong Side of the River. You guys should get this book. Read it. It's pretty darn good. So if it's $15 or so, and it's a lot of real stories from a real Maine guide. I think you really will enjoy it.
Real, no pun intended.
None. And he was using a reel when he caught them fish. So thank you very much.
Well, it's really great to hear stories from folks who have really spent their lives in this whole industry.
Yeah.
They all seem to be pretty happy people, Bob.
Absolutely.
It's just really funny. It's not that I'm sure it's, it has its anxieties and its pressures and everything, but I think there's something special about making your living outdoors.
Every day you
wilds.
meet new friends.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
So you only take out of it what you put in it.
Yeah.
You can come with a sad face and be a puss face, but it ain't going to do anything.
Doesn't do any good.
No.
Well, we've got the two extremes here. We've got the really old codger here,
I guess.
and then we have the young buck over here.
Yeah.
So, Wyatt, again, you've been guiding and you've been taking people out fishing, and you've learned an awful lot from your dad too over the years.
Yeah.
So you have a wealth of knowledge, and with that, I'll roll into this month's how-to.
Yeah.
So it better be good.
Well, this month's how-to, I want to go back to ice fishing is coming up. Some ponds are open, most are not.
Right.
And right now is the time when you want to be making sure everything is ready.
Yeah.
A lot of times in the late winter when you are picking up, it's cold. You grab your line, you reel it, you go around the reel, and you tack it in itself, and you stick it with, you put it in your basket, then you forget it there, and then spring comes, so you put it in the attic, and then by the time the winter comes around, it's still just a big mess, and your line is rotting away, and your leader's all gone. So there's some work to be done there.
Right.
That if you just grab your basket and go out to the ice, you're gonna get there and you're gonna be in trouble.
Right.
Things aren't gonna be right. So my recommendation for this is to take this time to go through all your traps, replace what needs to be replaced, check them all over, make sure they're good.
So you talk about leader. What kind of leader?
Well, it depends on what you're fishing for.
So you're fishing for trout.
Normally some sort of fluorocarbon, depending on the size.
And what pound test? Doesn't 6 pound?
6 pounds fine.
6 pounds fine?
Yeah.
And how long do you want the leader?
I would say I normally do 4 feet or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for a trout, what size hook?
Depends how big the bait is.
True that. But
There's a lot that goes into it and a lot that can.
I mean, I tend to go with medium. I think I find the big ones.
I don't think they make a medium hook.
No, a medium bait.
Bait.
Medium
I got it.
Okay. I'll get you back for that. Yeah, medium hook.
That's funny.
But a 4 or a 6.
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, but yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so not too big. All right. Now some of these hooks will the people put little spoons and the beads and stuff like that?
Yeah,
Do you
some
find
people
that helps.
Some people like that stuff. I think it would help more for the more like aggressive
Okay.
species, like lake trout or pike. I hear that they work better.
Ah,
Where trout are more timid,
right,
a little more skittish.
right.
Or so I'd like a more like clean presentation for them.
Okay.
Another kind of continuing with the present, like the resetting idea, is that this is also the perfect time to look at your fly boxes and go through your fly boxes and figure out what kind of flies you need to restock, so you can get them over the winter. You can tie them if you tie your own flies, or you can buy them, or you can just start working towards figuring out what you need.
Right. That's a good point too.
So this time is a great time to think about resetting everything when it comes to fishing, for the ice fishing but also for the warm
Check
water.
your fly box early in December so that you can let everybody know what it is that you need for Christmas.
Yes. Or Orvis and LL Bean gift cards are always appreciated. Yeah, flies aren't cheap, and I normally plan on having to buy about 400 flies a year. Wow. Just to replenish my boxes.
Wow.
And so I buy most of them because I don't want to have to tie 400 flies.
Oh my goodness.
But so yeah.
That's awesome. Well, that's great. And, it's fly fishing is January is one of those times you can be holed up in your house,
Yep.
getting cabin fever, or you can get outside, get a little sun, be a little cold, but, nothing wrong with sticking your hands in ice water,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
trying to get a trout.
Yeah.
So it's all good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty
So
neat.
now I'll turn it over to Dad for a story.
A story.
Yeah.
And we're in December, huh?
Yeah, December.
December.
In the
Yeah.
early winter.
I had a before Christmas rabbit hunting trip,
Ah,
and the ground had froze, and we got about 3.5 inches of snow. So it was really good rabbit hunting, fresh snow, dogs running good. And we went around and around a bunch of times, and they killed a few rabbits, and then the dogs started to drift away. And there was a little downgrade. And the guys migrated down along the brook. And the dogs went across the brook up on the other side. And they were running over there. And they went down and they waited and waited. Finally, they decided to cross that little brook, which was just frozen, that much snow, just looked like walk across. So 2 of them walking side by side, whoosh, right to their armpits in water. Gun went flying. They're stuck in the water this deep.
oh my
And I
gosh.
hear them. So I'm standing up there where on top of the hill. I'm listening and listening. I hear them, help, help. I said, what the hell are they yelping about? I didn't know what they were saying.
You just tiptoed away?
No, I was just waiting. And I said, are they hollering help?
Oh my word.
So I run down through the woods. There they are, right to their armpits in the water and ice, and they can't get back. They can touch the bottom.
Walking across a brook. They knew it was a brook too?
Well, it was just this much snow,
Oh my gosh.
and it just looked straight.
Oh my gosh.
And they walked across that, and whoosh, they were walking together. Through they went. And they didn't have no snowshoes on, but they were just, as soon as they try to push on the ice, it would break again.
Sure.
And it was all slippery.
Oh.
So I took my belt off that my friend Jamie Walker made me, made out of buffalo hide. I cast that to him, and that's how I pulled him in with my belt.
Oh.
Both of them. They were frozen solid.
Wow.
By the time we got back to the truck, they were walking like,
Oh, I bet.
yeah, they were cool. They were cool. They didn't even get their guns or nothing. I had to go back around, go to the other side, pick up the dogs, found their guns, brought it to them. So what I'm trying to tell you is December, you can get
Dangerous.
killing snow, which you think it is safe,
Yeah.
and it's not. So just beware in that month.
Yeah. It's the same thing, the ice on the lake.
Exactly right.
You might have enough.
Yep.
You may have 2 or 3 inches someplace, but where you might step only has an inch because
Only
of a
has an-
current, or
Exactly right.
where the sun is
Yep.
beating on it differently. So
Yep.
just stay off of it.
Well, they didn't even think about it being water underneath there. They just seen a flat spot.
Oh, they didn't even know it was a brook.
No,
Oh, okay.
it's just all like swale grass in front,
Yep.
and then swale grass on the other side and furs, and they just walked across it, and they're all mud because the bottom was all muck.
Well, you find out a lot about their friendship if one was pushing off of the other one to get out.
So it's just a simple thing. Mother Nature will kill you just as fast today as
Yeah.
it did 200 years ago if you don't pay
Yep.
attention. And those are things that every guide is going to run into.
Yep.
Situations.
And if you weren't there,
right, and paying attention,
yeah.
so son of a gun.
Wow.
And we got them in the truck and got them stripped down, put the heat on, took
Yep.
all their clothes off because those clothes are just generating cold air.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, we brought them home in their skivvies.
Well, a great lesson, Bob, and to everybody out there, really respect the water, respect the ice, stay off of it, and be careful until you have that good solid 4 inches,
Right.
and then enjoy it. But in the meantime, just stay off of it.
Be careful.
Have your Christmas,
Yep.
and then wait for January.
Merry Christmas to everybody.
That's
Hope
right.
you have
Merry
a
Christmas.
great holiday.
Yeah.
And we all thank you from all the Pine Grove programs. All the people that we try to help and do help, we all say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. God bless.
Yes. Thank you very much. We'll be back next month.
Maine Knows How is made possible by you and by these community-minded sponsors. Modern Woodmen of America, a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. Together with our members, we've been touching lives and securing futures since 1883. True Enterprises, a local solar installation team with over a decade of experience delivering custom energy solutions across Maine. Sebasticook Valley Federal Credit Union, supporting our local community with valuable services, a friendly atmosphere, and caring employees.
J.W. Parks Golf Course, a 9-hole facility with a full-service golf shop and driving range.
Pine Grove Programs, supporting veterans, first responders, and law enforcement by providing free outdoor opportunities for those who serve and their families. Moosehead Trail Trading Post, offering quality hunting and fishing gear with expert advice for your budget and outdoor needs. And by Digital Spirit Media, delivering over 30 years of technical expertise in media and event production. Maine Knows How.